It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Boston Celtics as they go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This Cleveland group has been getting things done. After 8 games, they're an outstanding 7-1. Things have come together for them very quickly here early in the season. And for the Celtics, how about their head coach, Brad Stevens? He's a youthful-looking guy. I know he's over 40, doesn't look it, but he's very, very poised.
Well, truthful. I think the one thing that he is he's a straight-up coach who has a no-nonsense approach. He's comfortable in his own skin, and I think he does look younger than 40.
And, he's a young guy, but he's not afraid to challenge his players. And he keeps an even keel. You won't see him breaking any clipboards. I like this guy.
You may not see him breaking any clipboards. That doesn't mean he doesn't do it behind closed doors.
Well, see, there's a difference.
I know.
We like it when you're behind closed doors breaking them. We just don't want it in public. Don't embarrass us.
Here's Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge on our sidelines, this is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, one of the most dominant players of our generation, Kevin Garnett.
Thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Last time these two teams met, it was the Cleveland Cavaliers who came away with the W against the Boston Celtics.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk in the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular in that win.
And you can be sure they will be counting on their reserves to step up again in a big way.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, the two stars, LeBron and Love, making up the forward positions. Rose is out there at Bledsoe. And it's Thompson in at the pivot, manning the middle. And it's Rose missing. On offense, here are the Celtics. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And after a near win, you second-guess a number of things that didn't go your way.
I think looking back on that one, it's a learning experience. We'll see if they can make some of the necessary corrections.
Again, Irving missing. LeBron left side. Back to Rose. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Down low, Love. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
One of the better free throw shooting bigs we have in the game. Kevin Love has made a good living at the line.
Both free throws good from Love. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Tim is very crafty, man. Our battles used to just, especially as young guys, young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older dominant names at the time, Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. You know, the time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. But Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well, was very long, had a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, Timmy's one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the ones.
Now here's Smart following the shot by Tristan Thompson.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, struggling to find any daylight.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Bledsoe outside. 5 on the clock. LeBron passes to Thompson. Takes the 3. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Kevin, when you're talking about influences, you mentioned Chris Webber's name a lot.
Yeah, C-Web was kind of, he and Stacey Augmon was at a time where I was trying to find myself as a player.
Search for a roadmap, maybe, you know, who do I most resemble?
Not only that, but just some direction. You know, at the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know anything about Southern coaches, they don't want their big handling the ball. So you get the ball up to a guard or whatever. It wasn't until I got to Chicago to where the scouts or, you know, people were able to see, like, wow, this big can actually handle the ball. He has handle a little bit. And then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off and showcase.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like, oh, my God.
But look at what happened,
bring the ball up. And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh, my God, I hated this. And he knew I would go and dunk him on. I was like, man, I don't want to shoot. He was like, no, bring the ball up. Anyways.
And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
A lot of laziness going on out there. Still early in the game, but that needs to get worked out.
Now Bledsoe. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And he gets it to go.
That breaks their string of misses. Now 1 for 5. You can feel their sense of relief.
Kevin, when you played, we all know how intense you were, how much you cared. That, to me, was the thing that you cared so much about the product, about your team, about the game. But some people have said that maybe there was a streak of you that was mean is maybe not the right word, but you were overly aggressive. But I don't know how you could have played any differently than that.
I call it dialed in.
What?
You know, I like to think that if you're trying to accomplish something, then, you know, I only know one way to accomplish something. You go at it with everything you have.
Yes.
You go to dominate it and take it over. You don't go at something lightly.
Can't walk through the park with this game,
not at all. Not at all. And this game is full of talented elites. Night in, night out, you're playing someone that can typically go for 50 easy.
So true. And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level. When you see LeBron, what he did to Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, when you see Chauncey come down on a 1, these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing speeding them up.
Special players.
Special players, but I get a front row seat of seeing them. Ray Allen, the same thing, having great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses, and each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names. No good from Irving. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
Man, this is how you fire up your teammates. LeBron with a 10 on that one.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Morris a screen, a three, and it's Kyrie Irving with the three. Irving's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Kevin, what a lot of fans don't get to see is all the work players do behind the scenes, at home, before games, after games, on off days. Can you talk a little bit about that, getting your body ready from the end of one game to play the next game? I mean, I've seen it, but you talk about it.
Yeah, the wellness starts right after you stop playing. The minute you come off the court, the ice, you got to do progressions where right after the game you shower. Obviously, you got to get massages. You got to get some type of wellness on your legs, just because you're running so much. People don't know that you have to lift weights. When we was in Boston, we lift every other day. We had a strenuous strength program. Shout out to B-Doo. Brian Dew, who was our strength coach up there, never let us get a day off. And if you didn't lift weights, then we find you as a players find you. Because it's important for you to come in here and be strong. We need everybody to be as strong as they can be. So you have to lift. And then actually, you practice. But after practice, you have to put time into your own personal game.
Right. So much goes into it. It's amazing. And, Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at that time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lue, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who have been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, there's a lot to consider. Here's James after the basket by Boston. And Thompson kicks to Love. James against Hayward. The kick out to Rose. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Rose has got himself on the board with three there. Kevin, we see some coaches get extremely emotional on the sideline. Others take a more even-keeled approach, more calm on the sideline. Which coaching style would you prefer to play for when you were in your prime? Did you want a coach who was animated, or did you want a coach that was just kind of settled on the sideline?
You know what? I like the coach that was settled on the sideline. I like to think that great coaches are going to be able to coach you in practice, and then during the games, it's about the product and what you put out on the floor. Yes. Coaches that have understanding, coaches that have vision, coaches that understand the game, understand that it's a game of runs, know that it's a game of momentum, and has plays for those momentums in those times. Or coaches that I've always gravitated to and understood.
Like Doc was kind of in between, a little bit of emotion, but he could also have a calm demeanor on that side.
Doc was on fire. I'm sorry. There was nothing calming about Doc.
To cover Doc's back here.
No, shout to Doc. Doc would rip your head off if you wasn't supposed to. But you know what? You needed to play with that edge. You needed to know that if you wasn't in your spot, 1 through 15, you understood that you were supposed to be there. And it's good to play with that. I think that you don't want to be out there playing like, this is no big deal. Every play is a big deal. And no play, absolutely. And you know what? That severity, and you play with that importance, and, knowing that you're playing for the next guy. So, that's important.
Here is Hayward following the basket by LeBron James. Morris, no good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And when you watch Marcus Smart, you can see just how strong he can be on the defensive end. Why do you think, KG, he is such an impactful defender?
Marcus Smart, he rarely gambles. If you watch him play defense, he's very solid. Takes up space. When these point guards now, they want to be able to have space to be able to create. He gives you one direction. You know what?
He anticipates well.
He anticipates well. More importantly, he's very smart. He understands the whistle. He understands hard fouls. He knows when to foul hard, when not to. And on the offensive end, too, he'll hit a three. He's a gutsy player. And on the defensive end, he'll take charges. He'll do little tangible stuff that a lot of guys won't do. Man, you need a smart on your team to do the small things if you're trying to really win.
And the smart things, right?
The smart things. Yeah. Only you, K-Hard.
No, come on. I just got that from you. What are you talking about? You said it. I just
classic.
I just repeated it right
classic
there.
Classic 2K. Classic 2K K-Hard right there. You lit, Kay. You lit.
Because I'm next to you.
You lit. I'm telling you, lit. Hey.
And it's in there. Nelson's got 7. Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was so
17 years old?
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. You know, things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You know, you're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got new workouts. This is all new to me. On top of still going to high school, trying to, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
Sinks the three-pointer. 6 points for him.
Oh, great ball movement there.
1:10 left here in the first quarter. Farrell kicks to Brown. He feeds it to Tatum. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Tatum's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, you got to admire his instincts offensively. Tatum does a great job of shooting it in rhythm off the pass.
Holmes can't get it to go in. Celtics trail by 4. Tatum kicks to Farrell. Good on the three-point shot.
And how about that floor awareness there from Tatum? It does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
Passes to Baldwin. Here's Holmes. Holmes, that's a screen. Over to the wing. Now, here is Hernan Gomez. Guarded by Nelson. Shot clock at 5. Nelson with the steal. And here is Tatum. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers. Farrell passes to Nelson. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
Sheldon Nelson at the line with 1 shot.
Five seconds left to play in the first. To halt the run. That shot, no good. We come back right after this. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan.
The Cavaliers trailing. Kevin, you were so successful jumping from high school to pros. What do you think about the current situation now, the age of 19, the minimum to go to the draft?
You know, I'm always be a fan of the younger kids being able to have the opportunity. I don't like when you put parameters. I can see if college was really teaching these kids and really giving them a solid situation to be able to have something to defer to. But, you know, these kids are not learning at the rate that you would like them to learn in college. And plus, they're not staying in college to these great institutions to be able to apply some of the things they're learning. So I just think that they need...
They're basketball players.
Well, they're basketball players, but they should have the opportunity to take advantage of if you're able to play at 17, 18 like I was. Not saying that every kid's going to have that, but you have obviously the D-League. You have all these multiple leagues throughout the world and where kids go to play. You know, some kids have missed out just because of that 1 year and some mishaps. and you sit here and you can say, you know, for business is good for this. Listen, the business is what it's going to be. We need to develop and have these kids be professionals more than anything. We need to grow these kids from a skill level and an appetite level. Our game was built off for want to be better than the ones that's come before us. You know what I'm saying? Lou Alcindor came in here. He was, a.k.a. obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was more encouraged to beat out Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell more than anything. And then that starts to trickle down from the effect of from Jordan wanting to be better than Larry Bird and Magic to Kobe wanting to be better than, you know, it's the same thing. It's being trickled down. And when I think of greatness, I think, you know, it's going to follow. It's going to be shadows, and at some point it's going to mimic.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Rashawn Holmes out there with Hernan Gomez. Then there's Iman Shumpert, and it's Baldwin in at the 3.
And for a guy as strong and as athletic as Shumpert is, he really doesn't get to the foul line enough, in my opinion.
Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a breather? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? How would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked them to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise of knowing my body. I'm very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest and it's me, I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. But, you know, I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I just call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Tatum. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Cavaliers leading, and KG, when you were bringing those greats together like you had in Boston, the intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together, everything was aligned.
But you know, you got to go through something to be able to appreciate something. And I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something and have something feel left out. We all was achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, it was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite for that cat. And I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%.
What a time. And taken away by Brown. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Poked away. Here's the floater. And with that shot, the Cleveland leaders got down to just 2 points with the bucket from Farrell. For Cleveland, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in retirement?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you know, you sit back and think about I would love to play with Kobe for a year or, you know, got to, you know, team, at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance. Wasn't it like a rumor at one time?
Yeah, it was.
Going to the Lakers?
My connection with Paul was just the opportunity when I waited. And it's what it was. But, you know,
and you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for anything?
No, I wouldn't have, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, he, Ray, you know, my connection with Doe and Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA or whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, dog. I'm not even going to front. I enjoy having my popcorn in my
The big-time vertical shumper. This is him just having fun.
Celtics trail by 4. Kevin, we've all seen the evolution of the perimeter-style offense. Do you think it'll ever go so far that we'll see the game come back to an inside-oriented offensive scheme?
I think right now that with pace being the way it is now, Kev, I don't see it necessarily going through or going back to playing through the post. Although you have to have an alternative. I think that you just can't be all three-pointers and layups. I think you have to have a constant flow of inside-outside. I think it helps to have a post player. I think having a post player or a true post player that can score and dominate the middle opens up threes and opens up ball movement.
You played during the transition, too, didn't you? From a grinded-out type of game inside to the spacing that we have now.
I did, and I like to say that, Doc Rivers started the small ball, and, we were very, very keen on the small ball. So I think in today's game, you got to be able to shoot the three now and be able to handle the ball and put the ball on the floor and make decisions. So it shows that the game is transformed.
Johnson the screen. Shot clock at 6. Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Farrell.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
But it can in the painted area. Regardless, he's crafty enough to get up a good shot.
Basket good. And the Cavaliers lead by 4. Kevin, you were a mainstay All-Star Week. You've seen everything there. If it were up to you, would you make any changes in All-Star Week in the events and the way everything is kind of carried out? You've went to so many.
I have. And you know what? Each city gives you a true essence of its own identity. I would like to see each city get a chance to host, regardless of if it's big enough or not. I think that each city has the ability to host. I think each city...
if you're with the family, then you should be able to host in the family, right?
Well, not only that, but just think about what All-Star is, man. It's an event. It's a family event. And each city wants to be able to show you their best thing about their city.
Johnson the screen. Now, here's Brown. Tight defense on him. The Cavaliers pull it in. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And in that one, it was all about shutting down the paint. They were just terrific in terms of their rim protection.
It was big-time shot blocking. They were energetic, intimidating, and that really affected the outcome.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately is really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Morris is checked in for Tatum. Gordon Hayward comes in for Jaylen Brown. Smart's checked in for Curry, and Irving subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. Here's Morris. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
You see me? You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm going to guard, and I'm getting the tea. So, you know what? It's a great time. It's work. It's not just you go in there and you have a bunch of fun. We actually get some things done, but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. And James gets it to go.
I like what he's given them tonight. Efficient offense that's helped fuel this lead.
Kevin, with intentional fouling, with poor free throw shooters being sent to the line currently, the hack of Drummond, hack of Shaq, all all this stuff. Heck, at DeAndre Jordan. What are your thoughts on all that?
You know what? I like it. You know what it's going to do? It's
Part of the strategy?
It's going to put the strategy, and this is part of it. And you know what you got to do? It's going to make all those guys you just named work on their free throw. Because if any advantage that you have in the game, coaches are going to expose it. Coaches are going to expose all weak points, as they should, as any sport, and as any great is going to expose any weaknesses in defenses. He's going to look to expose those things. So this is one of the things that dictates the game, and these guys are going to have to be better. It's going to push them. It's going to make them better players.
You know he's a perennial all-NBA first-teamer, but LeBron is also one of the league's top spokesmen.
For Cleveland, they have shot 4 of 7 as a team from the line tonight. Several misses early. And he knocks down the first one. And Kev, you think of the great ones. You, Kobe, Jordan, Timmy. Yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity or the parallel that you all have is an inner animal that you never speak about. You know, we're all a little off. We're all a little dark. But that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. And when someone said, "Whoa!"
Beautiful, beautiful. You know, not many people want to step in front of LeBron. Once he gets up a full head of steam, can't say I blame him.
Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I can tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I can tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys, we were in, we were lifting, we was just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot. Then, fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
Bond a little.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he's letting us play with passion, and our practices are over-the-top aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here, to the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple things on defense, Thibodeau's in there. He's implementing stuff. When this flow is going like this, you don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special, and that's how that felt.
Kicks it out to Love. Bledsoe for 3. Offensive rebound. Nice shot by Thompson. Thompson's got his first points of the game.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Morris dishes to Nelson. 1:30 left in the first half. Morris with a screen on Rose. Irving for 3. Another miss by Irving.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck from deep here. It's just not his night.
Hayward with the ball. Now guarded by Bledsoe. Hayward kicks to Nelson. Outside Irving. Releases. And again, it's Boston converting.
He had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
KG, I know you can't stay any longer. You've got to move on, but we appreciate your time, and it's always great to see you.
Kev, anytime, man. It's great to see you, man. Anytime you need me, you let me know, man. I'm yours.
Former MVP, Defensive Player of the Year and champion, Kevin Garnett. Wow, it's such a pleasure to have Kevin Garnett with us. Steve, he looks like he hasn't changed a bit, like he could go out there now and still play.
I totally agree. He's one of those guys that stayed in phenomenal shape, and when he played, his impact on the game from the 1 position all the way to the 4, he was a handful.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Here's LeBron, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
He's in attack mode, drawing contact now, getting to the line, something he didn't do at all in the first quarter.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one. Free throw good, James.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
And both free throws good for LeBron. Here's Irving. He's got 9. Nelson with a screen on Bledsoe. 6 to shoot. Morris a screen from the arc, and the rejection by James.
On the ball, off the ball, LeBron can really protect the rim.
And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And honestly, guys, in real time, I couldn't really see whether he got it off in time. But with the benefit of replay, it seems pretty clear that the clock expired just before the release.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hand.
Yeah, and even if they don't show it, I know the refs are proud of themselves after a replay proves them right. They're like, see, we had it right all along. So good call, fellas.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Cleveland. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. From one Kevin to another, you guys were dominant in that first half and you have a big lead, but do you forget about that in the second half?
Oh yeah, we got to treat it like a 0-0 game. I know we're going to stay in the locker room, we got to come out and win the third quarter. If we do that, we feel like we'll be okay, but like I said, this team is tough. We know they're capable of coming back.
Well, we'll see what happens, Kevin. Thanks. And now back to the other Kevin.
Thanks, David, and we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 16 points, 3 assists, and 1 block. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
I look at the lack of free throw attempts as a key indicator. Because the funny thing about getting to the charity stripe, you have to earn it. You have to put your body in harm's way and be physically willing to take the hit. Right now, one team's playing aggressively and the other team isn't. That's the big difference in the score.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
Welcome back to Boston, the buildings of the financial district visible in all their glory. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
And I just love how aggressive he is. Usually tries to work for the best shot that he can.
And that really tests the defense. It's hard to take the right angle on him to contest the shot.
Smitty, you were very much the prototypical wing player during your career. When you look around the league, which current player reminds you, say, most of yourself in your style?
You know, I think a guy, he's getting a little bit older, but I think the most, a similar guy for me was Joe Johnson. Some of the guys I love watching right now is definitely not that long, and a guy can create that much space is Giannis because he can handle the basketball. I'm looking forward to watching Ben Simmons. I like the 6'8", 6'9" guys that can handle the basketball, but I would say Joe Johnson, and he's still going.
They've got Smart. Nelson is out there with Johnson, and it's Hayward, and it's Irving in at the 1 spot. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Bledsoe passes to James. Some nice passing by Cleveland here, and it's good for 2. Love's got the lead up to 10 now for the Cavs.
Keeping his head on a swivel, LeBron locates the open man.
Second half just getting started, about a minute played. Nelson with a screen on Bledsoe. Irving dishes to Smart. And the rejection by James. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And LeBron James in 2014 took on the burden of leading a young Cavs team back to greatness. He changed the whole culture, showing them what it took to win it all.
And Smitty, it had to take a lot of patience for LeBron going from Miami to Cleveland, getting his teammates and the organization overall to that next level.
The definition of a leader, LeBron James. He'll do it with praise or criticism, not shy about challenging others and lighting a fire under them. Really, a lack of focus coming out of the break. So far, they are 0 for 3.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
Smart kicks to Irving. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. That doesn't go in either for Irving.
Off target right now. 4 straight misses coming out of the half.
Thompson sets the pick for LeBron. Off the pick, and it's Thompson with the jam.
Man, they just keep coming at you. Can they sustain this level of energy for the rest of the night?
Well, as they fuel this lead, looks like the guys are feeding off the success. That keeps them going.
They need this. Nelson, no luck.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Nice herky-jerky move by Derrick Rose to get into the lane and make a play.
That's his
first trip to the line for him here.
At the line for the Cavaliers, Derrick Rose.
Free throw drops for Rose. Rose hits them both. Celtics trail by 18. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Now a timeout called by Boston.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are one of the top offensive teams in this league. They make threes, they get dunks and layups. They make them all at a high level.
Nelson. That one misses. Good D by Thompson. Outside Rose. In the corner, it's James. Back to Rose. From beyond the arc. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. 10 points for Rose. You think about the Cavaliers scoring from long range and inside, Steve, they're pretty good from mid-range too.
You know, they have 2 elite shot creators able to hit the dribble pull-up when all else fails, get them the ball, and pretty much get out of the way.
Thompson, left side. In the corner, it's James. LeBron is doubled. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And when you're on the road, this is how you silence the crowd. Tremendous all-around play.
It's led to a big lead. Credit the leadership on this team. They've kept everyone focused on what matters.
They set the pick. Irving for 3. Here's Nelson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
The Celtics shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he makes the first. And, Steve, it seems like the league is going more up-tempo, more offense, better flow. What makes the biggest difference to a team, in your opinion, as far as unlocking a great scoring potential?
I think when you have guys that can go up and down, and you have 5 guys that understands the game, high basketball IQ, versatility. Let's take the Golden State Warriors. Let's take the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have 4 or 5 different guys that can lead them in scoring, lead them in assists, and lead them in rebounding. That makes the game fun to watch.
Best teams are always like that, though, aren't they? Got a lot of different ways to hit you.
Yes, and versatility. They can play small, they can play big, they can slow down, they can win on the defensive end, or they can win on the offensive end.
5 to shoot. Nelson sets a screen for Tatum. Shoots off the screen. Kept alive by Boston. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. And here are the Cavaliers. What a stretch they've got going here. 17-2. Holmes sets a screen. Baldwin the pass to Hernan Gomez. Kept alive. Goes back up. Bledsoe kicks to Shumpert. Here's Baldwin. And he uses the glass on the layup. Baldwin's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And just carrying over from his last game. Completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
Here's Irving. And that one's on target from the wing. Irving's got 11.
Hitting only 1 of 5 this quarter. He's in a little bit of a slump, but it looks like he's trying to shoot his way out of it.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Shooting for Cleveland, Baldwin.
And he makes the first.
You know, Tyronn Lue, a 2-time champion as a player with the Lakers, that understanding of what it takes to win it all has laid the foundation for his coaching career.
Brown is checked in for Nelson. Johnson the screen. Brown dishes to Irving. Irving double team. The Celtics working the ball around now. Over Bledsoe. And again, it's Kyrie Irving. 13 points in the game.
The defense is there, but Kyrie with the quick release.
Pass to Baldwin. The 3. Count that as his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
Yeah, you see the killer instinct. He's going for the death blow.
True story. They got a monster lead that's taking a life of its own.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And look, you never want to see a team gut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
Irving kicks to Curry. They set the pick. The screen from Brown. On the wing, Irving. Hernan Gomez covering. Again, Irving missing.
You know, a little off his game this quarter. Still trying to find a rhythm, though.
Another shot. Here's Baldwin. Johnson with the block. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Brown's got the ball. And a wide open look for Irving. The shot's good. Brown making the play. 16 points for Kyrie Irving. Bledsoe passes to Hernan Gomez. Out to the right wing. Here's Baldwin. He's covered by Brown. Pass to Bledsoe. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Bledsoe's got 8.
It's fine to extend your defense to try and create turnovers, but the guys have to help each other.
That's been a problem for them all game. Teamwork is something you just can't turn on and off.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. The Cavaliers #1.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
Marcus Morris is checked in for the Celtics. Tatum with it. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. But they'll get another chance. Morris dishes to Johnson. Kicks it to Brown. And there's the feed to Curry. Johnson the screen. Curry attacking inside. Johnson kicks to Tatum. And the three off target. Cleveland's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. And a chance now to review the shot chart for the Cavaliers.
Well, just look at the cluster in the middle of the paint. That right there tells you all you need to know about how they have built the lead they have. They are playing with more intensity on the offensive side of the ball, and it's the difference in the game right now. You have to love how they've approached this matchup.
Johnson sets the screen for Morris. Over Hernangomez. Boston again missing.
Tough miss. He found some space inside the arc, but he could deliver.
Here's Baldwin. Knocks down the 3 ball. Baldwin's got 12 now in this quarter.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Johnson the screen. Here's Tatum. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And Boston with the rebound. Curry's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Dishes it to Tatum. Johnson sends the screen for Tatum to stop the drought. Hernangomez grabs the miss. Hernangomez has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Baldwin kicks to Bledsoe. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Cavaliers. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And, of course, the Celtics. They're much further down in the standings right now.
And right now for the Cavaliers, any fears of a regression for them this season have been laid to bed. They're an elite team yet again, and they're poised for a dominant stretch run here.
I can't see them slowing down anytime soon. If anything, I think they'll just get stronger as the playoff gets closer.
There's the 3. Cavaliers with the rebound.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender.
Oh, no, he didn't.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. That Unleash Chaos Under Armour replay really giving us a good look at the action. Johnson the screen. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Smitty, what do you think about the super teams being put together? People have complained that it's not right for a mid-market or smaller market team like Oklahoma City to lose at Kevin Durant and go to a team that's already great. What do you think about these teams getting even stronger and maybe the other teams weakening because of it, and the overall strength of the league then is lopsided?
Well, I think when you look at it, when you watch teams that win championship, they always usually have a big 3 some kind of way. But I think now people are looking at it, if it's, I guess, created organically, people are right. But I think now people are saying, how can a guy just lose to these guys and join them? But I think it's still a business, and I think when a guy is a free agent, he has that choice. And you look at Kevin Durant speaking, he wanted to go where he thought was the best place for him to win a championship, where he felt comfortable. It's just that they just lost to the Golden State. That's why I think a lot of people are unhappy.
And not an indictment on Oklahoma City, but I think also, would you agree, Steve, the style of play with the Warriors really attracted Durant?
I think the style of play by the Warriors will attract me right now, and I can't get up and down and run. He likes to shoot threes. He likes to get up in his, oh, did you see that? You can't give a steamroller like LeBron that kind of opening. He'll bury you every time.
1:15 left in the third quarter. Here's Farrell. 7 points in the game. Now, here is Morris. Morris, a screen. Johnson sends the screen for Tatum. Count the basket. Tatum's got 6.
And there's another aspect of his game, the ability to work off the screen. Give this guy any kind of space, and he's going to torch you.
Nice shot by Thompson.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Farrell. He kicks it to Tatum. Johnson with a screen on LeBron. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. Watching Jason Tatum, it's hard to find many faults in his game, Greg. He's strong inside and out and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades, right, and master of none. He does everything reasonably well on the basketball floor, just doesn't do anything great. Having said that, though, Tatum is one of those guys that I think improves the overall IQ of your team, and terrific size at his position.
We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Outside Rose from deep. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
3.
James has got 9 assists now tonight.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
There's a screen. Farrell kicks to Hayward. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Hayward's got his second bucket of the game to go. Got it up. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Celtics shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. On the court for Cleveland. Inside, we got the tenacious Love and Thompson. Derrick Rose is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's Brown in at the 3 slot. He dishes it to Shumpert. Here's Love. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Love's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Cavs. Here's Farrell. There's the dish to Hayward. Here's Farrell. He's covered by Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Farrell passes to Yabusele. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
Woo, one of his favorite moves right there, guys. Rose kicks to Brown. And stolen by Hayward. From 18 feet away. And the shot no good, a bit short. Outside Rose. Feeds it to Thompson. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 6. Brown dishes to Thompson. Here's Love. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Farrell passes to Yabusele. He feeds it to Smart. Thompson comes with the double team. Farrell for 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Cleveland will come the other way. Love right side. Another miss by Love.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Boston again missing. Cavaliers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And the pass to Rose. Left side, Love. The kick out to Brown. Passes it to Shumpert. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Stolen by Smart. And Shumpert pulls it down. Smart's gone 4 of 10 here. Has 6 misses. Poked loose. Love outside. Outside Shumpert. Lets it go with a 3. And there's Rose on the assist by Shumpert. 16 points for Rose.
And until someone stops him, he's just going to continue to keep firing from distance.
He does a great job, in my opinion, of finding space along the perimeter and has the touch to knock these down.
Pass to Smart. To the inside. Stolen by Thompson. To the left wing. Rose kicks to Thompson. Left side Rose. Out to Shumpert. Pass to Brown. The feed to Rose. Back to Brown. Just 5 to shoot. Rose dishes to Love. The 11-footer. Out to Shumpert. And the pass to Love. Rose goes in. Takes a 3. Another 3 for Cleveland. Oh boy, looks like he was injured there.
And I feel like we see this all too often. Injuries, they play such a big part of the game.
Well, the explosive moments, the quick change of direction, a lot of stress put on the body.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Cleveland. Troy Daniels comes in for Rose. And Boston has possession. Now Brown passes it to Farrell. Left side Banks. And here is Brown. 5 to shoot. Yabusele. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Well, Steve, it's something that everyone has a different opinion on. How do you feel about the current amount of years a player has to play in college before they enter the NBA draft?
Well, Kevin, I look at it this way. I like the notion that people have been throwing around that you're able to come out of high school and go to NBA. But if you choose to go to college, you must play 2 years. So I'm leaning toward and researching and looking at that. I think I'm on board with that because there are some guys should have the opportunity straight out of high school, and there are some guys I think need college. So I think if they can balance that out, and I think that's the way I would be leaning.
I like that perspective. And Cleveland making a change here. Hernan Gomez is checked in. Pass to Ojale. Down low. Here's Yabusele. Pass to Farrell. Inside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And it's going to go on Iman Shumpert.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Well, the NBA has taken great strides to ensure a competitive balance, Steve, over the past decades, but they have a long way to go to achieve complete parity. I don't know that it can ever be done. How do you feel about the current competitive balance of the league right now?
I think it's good, but Kevin, you're totally right. You can't get complete parity. You're going to have injuries, and I think when you have injuries, it changes the whole dynamic of these teams. So far, so good for me. I think there's a lot of balance. Good teams are good for a while, and then it always shifts and changes. I think we're in good hands right now.
Here's Ojale. Boston again missing.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
Farrell passes to Banks. Here's Ojale. Here's Farrell, guarded by Holmes. The pass to Hernan Gomez. And he misses the fast break layup.
You know, this is a time when you don't have to force anything. You're in command of this game.
Kicks it to Brown. They set the pick. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
And you got to respect how accomplished Brown is down low, destroying whoever is in his way.
Banks against Brown. Outside jumper to the middle. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And across the NBA, we've seen players taking a vocal stance on various social issues. Smitty, you think that's pretty important?
Very important, and I think this generation has done it better than my generation. Obviously speaking out, but yes, they're using their social media tools to come out and talk about important issues. And the one thing you just want to bring light to these issues, and hopefully a lot of people, the more light you bring, the more solutions I think will come about.
Well said. No good from Yabusele.
He's an okay long-range shooter, but not with a defender right in his face.
Bledsoe kicks to Daniels. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. The Celtics making a switch here. Morris is checked in.
Marcus Morris.
Curry with it. Passes it to Yabusele. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
He's just gone stone cold this period, and it's bringing the rest of the team down.
Bledsoe with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. That's tipped. Outside Curry. Pass to Farrell. Here's Yabusele. Back to Farrell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Brown outside. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. Hernan Gomez has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Holmes kicks to Shumpert. Back to Holmes. Stolen. Here's Farrell, guarded by Bledsoe. There's the pick. From 13, Curry can't get it to go. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. That's tipped. To the middle. Here's Morris. The Cavaliers pull it in. Holmes got his 7th rebound here tonight. Cleveland moving it around. Out to Shumpert for the 3. Shot clock reset for Cleveland. Up top, Bledsoe. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots. Excellent play call there. The defense was not prepared for the pick, and as a result, they gave up the wide-open look.
Cleveland's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And the new CBA hammered out, Smitty, last season between the league and the players. It really seemed to get done. Adam Silver, a terrific job. Chris Paul leading the players' side. They got together early and seemed to be much more cordial in their negotiations. I think that's a wonderful sign.
I think the game is in good hands right now, and I was happy from, like you said, from the league side and the players' union side. You said it best, Kevin. They got together early, and that's why I think it was seamless. And the game right now is going so well, and they didn't mess it up, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what? I'll even go on. I'll take it one step further. I don't know if there's a professional league in the world right now that is in better shape in almost every aspect than the NBA. What do you think?
I totally agree, Kevin. Right now, we have a magical time right now in the NBA. Things are running well on the court and off the court.
Here's Curry, and he lays it straight in.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Now here's Bledsoe. In the corner, Daniels. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. Now let's check in with David Aldridge and see how Kevin Love's doing. David?
Kevin, I caught up with the Cavaliers' head athletic trainer. Right now, he's saying it might be a severely sprained ankle, which is something every player hates to hear. That's the end of his night, and he could be out for a while. Not the news he wanted to hear, Kevin.
Thanks for checking in, DA. Injuries are always tough to deal with, but they're just a fact of life in the NBA.
And he'll have a lot of support as he goes through the recovery process. They want him back as soon as possible.
And we know how much better they'll be as a team when he's out of those street clothes and back in uniform.
And here's Boston. We've got 1:28 left to play here in the fourth. Yabusele can't hit.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that looked like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Cavaliers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for LeBron.
He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
They set the screen. Brown dishes to Morris. Another shot, and it's good on the way in.
An efficient score inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's covered closely. Holmes passes to Bledsoe. Back to Holmes. Here's Curry. And there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
At the line for the Celtics.
Free throw good. Curry.
Will be at the line for 2.
And both free throws good for Curry. Now Rose. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Eric Bledsoe. Eric, a strong performance tonight. What's been the difference?
We're getting out of transition, trying to get defensive stops, and everybody's just playing their game.
And it showed tonight, Eric. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.